Hello and welcome to Crafting with Mermaid Tears. I'm so excited that you have received your April box and hope that you are looking forward to creating the siren egg with me. The first thing that I would like to do is to give a shout out to the Playful Apron. Her name is Pauline Simpson. She's in Alberta and she makes these absolutely fabulous aprons, and so this is the one that I'm going to be wearing every time, or try to remember to wear every time that I craft. So thank you so much. I picked up my apron at Coro Collectives in St. Albert, but I believe that she also has a Facebook page, facebook.com, The Playful Apron. With that said, it is time for us to begin working on our siren egg. The first thing that you want to do, as with most of my crafts, is make sure that you have your glue gun on and ready to go. You want to try and make sure that it is on the hot setting, just because hot helps it to last a little bit longer. Once you've managed to get your egg open, I apologize that they are so hard to open, I had absolutely no idea, you will find that inside your egg you have some sparkles and some pieces of ridged sea glass. In your box you should also have your glue sticks, as well as some of the clay and a base. Be careful with your base. Remember, it is glass, so it will still have some sharp edges on it. All of the bases were found at the beach near my house, and I can guarantee you that where they were found, they are probably a lot older than they actually look. Once you have your items ready, you're going to start by using your clay. With the clay, you're going to pick 3 color sets, but you want to make sure that you have 2 color sets of 3. So you're actually picking 6 colors, and the 6 colors should work together. I'm going to put aside my blue and my lighter green to use later on the base. So you might want to do that as well, just because I'm going to create a little bit of an ocean scene, but that is totally up to you. Once you have selected your colors, you're going to start by picking one of the colors and just pressing down hard with your palm of your hand here. You're going to push down and just roll it out on the table in front of you. And you're going to do that with all 3 color pieces, is just press down and roll them out. So I've got my one done, and then I'm going to move on and do the same. You're going to want to try and have them about the same length when you are done rolling. You can stretch them a little bit too. They don't need to be the same thickness, just the length. And then the final one. Now that I have mine the similar lengths, I'm going to take one end and I'm going to just pinch it together and flatten it a little bit. And then I'm going to braid my colors like I would braid anything else, by putting one piece over the other and then the next, and just keep braiding it. So as you can see, I've just done a quick crisscross braid pattern, and I'm going to pinch this end together and down, and then I'm just going to kind of give it a little flatten and move this one to the side. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing with my next 3 colors. I'm going to flatten them, try and get them again about the same length as these ones here. It's not that important, the length, but it just makes it easier. You do want to make sure that these 3 are the same length for braiding, of course. So they're about the same length, the 3 pieces, so I am now going to braid them just as I did the other ones. They're braided, so I'm going to smush my end together. I'm just going to give it a quick little flatten, and I'm going to move it over. Now I'm going to take my first one and I'm going to just smush it here with my other one so that they stick together. And I'm going to start from one end or the other, it doesn't matter which, and roll. With my sea glass rolled together, I am just going to, or my sea glass, pardon me, with my Play-Doh or clay rolled together, I'm now just going to smush it in my hands nicely to flatten it. And then I'm going to give it 1 or 2 little twists to blend the colors. And I'm going to flatten it again. Once I've got my mush of colors together, I'm just going to start by ripping the pieces off and applying them to my egg. I'm not going to worry about gluing it because it's all going to just stick around it and stick right on it anyways. So once it's sealed, you don't need to worry about it falling off. So I'm just taking the clumps of clay that I have and I'm putting them on my egg and I am smoothing them out. Don't worry if you end up with spots like this because you'll be able to cover them up. Here's my first one. Now I'm going to take my second clump and just start doing the same thing. And again, I'm just going to keep applying my clumps. And right now you don't need to worry about smoothing it either, you're just worrying about getting the egg covered. To stop it from opening, it's a good idea to try and just pinch the egg together like this, or you can certainly put some tape over it or even glue it shut. I am just going to see if I have all my spots covered. I still have a few up here that are not covered. Once you've got your egg as flat as you would like it, or as smooth as you would like it, you can decide if you're going to put any scales on it. So one way to do that would be to take your fingernail and just press down underneath, like so. So there you can hopefully see the scales. Another way to do it would be to take it in between your fingers and just pinch it upwards a little bit. So I'm not sure if you can see that. That's another way that you can do it. I did provide you with a little stick that you can just poke in to make some scales that way. So it's totally up to you how you want to, or if you want to. I'm not going to do scales on mine. I'm just going to leave it as is. The next thing that I'm going to do, and again this decision is up to you, is take the glitter that I provided and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on a piece of paper or my desk directly, and I'm going to just roll the egg gently into the glitter to get some glitter onto my egg. There we go. So now my egg is nicely glittered. With the egg nicely glittered, I'm now going to start adding the little textured pieces that I gave you. And the way that you're going to do that is take the clay that you have left, put it on the back, and that's going to act as your glue. So you're just going to decide where you want them, and you are going to just push them down. I am going to leave an area in the back a little bit blank because that's going to be the back of my egg. But again, you're just taking it, putting a glump of this on the back of it, and then you are pressing it. With my hands and my work area clean, I'm now going to decide how I want to place my egg on my shell. I don't have a little lip, but most of you, I think I tried to give you a piece of base that has a lip on the bottom. So because I don't have a lip, I am going to put a shell to help hold mine in place. I've also given you a shell just in case you wanted to maybe cover your piece a little bit. You don't have to. What you're going to do if you are adding a back or a shell is just gloop a whole schwack load of gloop on there and take your piece and roll it kind of into place and hold it till it sets. Once it is standing up on its own, you're going to move it over to its side. Then take my blue piece that I left aside and I'm going to start ripping that up and plopping it into here to make it look like an ocean. So I'm just covering my whole base. I'm not going to cover the outside rim just because I like that it's sea glass and you can still see that. And then I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to try and just put it in between the shell here and the base just to help hold it into place a little bit more. So I'm just pushing it there nicely to help hold that into place. So you can see there I've just put a little bit to act like a lip. Once I have that, I'm going to determine which is the front and the back of my egg. I left part of it blank, so I know that that's going to be my back. And I'm just going to figure out if I want it standing a little bit taller or if I want it leaning. So once I've decided where to do it, I am going to bloop there, and I'm going to bloop on the bottom. And then I'm going to push my egg nicely into place, and I'm going to hold it. Alright, now I'm going to take my green that I saved, and I'm going to just rip pieces off, and I'm going to start to make little bits of seaweed. Doesn't matter what your seaweed looks like, it's your ocean floor. Once you've got your seaweed figured out, you're just going to go and stick it somewhere on your base if you want seaweed at all. With my seaweed in place, I can now decide if maybe I want to use some of the rocks or little shells that were placed in the kit. So I'm just going to put that rock there. And now my siren egg is done. So here is my finished siren egg from today. And here is a bigger siren egg that I did a little while ago. So you can see how the different colors just create a different effect with the egg. Some are more whimsical and some are a little bit darker. You might be wondering why I am calling it a siren egg and not a mermaid egg. And the biggest reason for that is that mermaids are predominantly human and therefore would not lay eggs, whereas sirens are predominantly fish. So in my mind, that means that of the two, they would be the ones that lay the eggs. Thank you so much for supporting Mermaid Tears, and I do hope that you stick with me, and I look forward to next month's box with you, which is going to be a beautiful spring craft. Thank you so much, and have yourself an absolutely fabulous day.